This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Hey, chat me up about big shows you were a part of. This isn't a question that's on our Ask Bruce Anything. I just want to ask a question because you referenced a minute ago.
Did you send it in the proper channels?
Yes. Conrad from Huntsville wants to know, you know, when you look back at cause I was saying, hey, it would have been cool for you to attend the SummerSlam 92 thing just because it was such a monster crowd and such a historic. I mean, our fans across the pond, every time we made a shot over there, did a show over there, asked questions, they always want to talk about SummerSlam 92. So it clearly left a big impression, but it was such a spectacle to look at visually too. Could you name in no particular order, maybe like your top 5 most impressive spectacle looking venues or crowds or just circumstance? Not necessarily who was the hottest or who was the loudest, but one where you walk out and you're like, holy shit, this is mad. Like you guys did the Saudi shows and I bet that was an experience. And so you've been all over the world, you've been to Japan and blah, blah, blah. Were there a handful that really stick out to you just as a fan, as a guy who you're like, damn.
I tell you, one of the first ones that comes to mind is when we did in Boston Square, the deal with Tyson and the public workout with DX and Stone Cold, and expecting a few thousand people to show up at lunch and go out there and all of a sudden you're surrounded by 20,000 people or whatever it is. That was cool because there was just an air of electricity that no one imagined that many people were going to come out at noon on a Wednesday or Thursday in the middle of the week to come and see this spectacle, and turned into this really cool deal. When we went public on Wall Street and put a ring in the middle of Wall Street. Wall Street had never been closed down before, and to be able to do that and look around, and as far as the eye could see, people, Times Square, you know, that kind of shit, you know, in the middle of Times Square at lunch at noon, and to have people just shutting down Broadway. Then you go to, as crazy as it sounds, if you had seen the stadium arena for WrestleMania 9 at Caesars, it looked like a high school football stadium. And we dressed it to look like a Roman Coliseum. And the fact that it looked as good as it did, and you look at it now and go, you know, compared to some of the things we've done now. But if you had seen it before, oh my God, it was night and day. And that was a hell of a spectacle with the elephants and just the menagerie of animals and people and everything. That was pretty cool. There have been so many that are unique. Those are the ones that, you know, sit back and go, God, man, you remember the time that we did, you know, Penn Station, or that we did Diamonds and Denim and Diamonds in San Antonio. Just for whatever it was so bizarre to have a ring in the middle of this country and western club, and it was the perfect setting. It just worked. So, you know, that kind of stuff. The Intrepid, July 4th, the Body Slams Challenge with Yokozuna. And they asked, you know, how many people. We're like, oh man, you know, we'll probably have about maybe 1,000 people. And next thing you know, you've got estimates of, you got 7,000 people out there, guys. We can't allow all these people on the boat. And then people start dropping because of the heat, and it was incredible. But those kind of spectacles to me were the ones that were most memorable. You know, a big arena, Houston, WrestleMania 17. That was my hometown, so that was me performing in front of 70,000 people or whatever the hell it was. That was surreal and a moment that I thought was a dream.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.